What do you want to do?
Hi, how you doing? And then the theme song. Yo, 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 you know what time it is. It's time for Parking Lot, the podcast. Featuring Charlie and Kevin. This is the theme song. Once again, a placeholder theme song. Yeah. All right.
Welcome back to the parking lot.
What?
Welcome back, Big Lots.
Big ol' lotties.
Big old Lotties. That's what your names are now.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
You.
Just you, not you, but you.
Not the royal you.
So,
I don't know how that works.
So what's the topic? Sorry, Charlie just choked on a slushie.
I did.
Okay.
The ice went down wrong.
Do you want me to say the topics? Or
Yeah,
are you good?
yeah, you handle that real quick.
So, like usual, we got mini topic and a main topic.
Mm-hmm.
The mini topic is just going to be Bill and Ted just all over. Because we watched...
Yeah, the trilogy.
Yeah, because I watched the third one when it first came out. You just watched it. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
For our mini topic. And then our main topic is just going to be next generations of games and all the shit about how you can't buy the consoles and just all that shit.
Sounds like a good plan.
Just a lot of shit.
Lot of it. Lot of that. Lot for the lotties. Lotties with the bodies. Okay, yeah.
Alright, so mini topic, Bill and Ted. We'll just talk about the whole series and get into the third one when we get to it or
Sure.
whatever. So you just recently watched the first two.
Yes.
For the first time.
Yes, they were free on YouTube for a while
Yeah, I think
to promote
because of
the third one coming out, which was great for people like me who hadn't seen these.
Yeah, so you watched them for free on YouTube like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I watched the second one first when I was 11 because I got it free with my Pizza Hut pizza. I didn't know what Bill and Ted was. It was this magical DVD appeared. It was inside my pizza. I had to dig through my pizza.
The original stuffed crust.
The original, yeah, it was stuffed with
DVDs.
pieces of the DVD, and I had to glue it together.
Yeah.
So I got the second Bill and Ted, which is an insane movie. So watching that first...
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, each one thing that I noticed when watching the three of them is that each one kind of gives you enough background and enough, like, knowledge.
But they're almost their own. They're all their own movies.
They're pretty self-contained.
Yeah.
Like, so did you feel like you were jumping into the middle movie of a trilogy?
No, I just felt like I was watching some weird 90s movie.
That makes sense.
And I was 11, so I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. They're going to hell and shit. Like, it didn't faze me at all.
Yeah, I feel like watching the movies sequentially definitely gives you more appreciation.
Oh, yeah, they're better in order, especially with the third one.
Yeah, but, like, you could invite somebody over who's never watched them and just pop in your favorite one.
My favorite one is the second one.
I think
Still, even with the third one coming out, and we'll get to that. Second one's... a lot of people don't like the second one.
Really?
Because it's weird, and it's
weird.
not even really like the first one very much.
Yeah, it's pretty
I mean, it's like the same characters, but it's like it's really not the same. Because the sequel was originally just going to be they were going to go into like Tom Sawyer books and shit, and just do another history report, and that would have been awful.
I would have been okay with that, but I really like the direction that one went.
So, like, the first one's great. It's just like a good 80s movie.
It really is.
And then I don't really have much to say about it for it. It's just, it's good. And
so the first definitely really is like, if you took like
Back to the Future.
If you took Back to the Future and Wishbone.
Wishbone, yes. Back to the Future, Wishbone, and like Ghostbusters or something, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. It's so filled with, like, absurdist humor, and none of it takes itself seriously.
No, that's why
which is great. Yeah. Maybe the best part... Oh, yeah. Spoilers for all three. Go ahead and cut off right now and rejoin us some other time if you don't want to
Or
spoil
just
it.
don't ever come back.
Or don't
fine,
come back
too.
if you haven't watched these movies. Get out.
Yeah, if you've never seen the movies, we don't want you here.
Yeah. We don't need
We
you.
don't need you. Just so, I want you back. Come back.
So my favorite probably segment of the first movie is the whole bit where they're at the police station.
Oh, I was going to say something. You go on with your
Okay,
first,
so they're at the police station and
yeah.
they're trying to figure out how to get past like a certain obstacle. And the whole movie is about time travel, which I don't even think we've said yet.
No, but it's a known
time
thing.
travel is a huge part of the first movie, and they set like they're stuck trying to get
They're trying to get
their guys out of jail.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so they just trust themselves to have figured out the answer to the problem.
So they just say, "Hey, remember to put the key here," and then the key's there.
Exactly.
It makes no sense, but it's fucking great.
It's so
I
good.
love it.
And then they keep doing
They
it.
they do it in the second one. They don't do it in the third one.
I was a little disappointed. I don't think
by
that they do it.
too. But yeah, it's great. My favorite part is the water park when Napoleon.
Oh god, Napoleon. So
and
good.
going to the fucking ice cream Ziggy Piggy and all that shit. But that first movie is great.
Yeah, it is.
Second movie is fucking insane and has aliens that merge into each other. Station! And they go to hell and they become ghosts and possess their dad's body. And the second one's insane and I fucking love it.
Yeah. One thing that I liked was like the stakes in the second one were extreme. Like the first one, they're just trying to pass school.
Yeah, they're just trying to pass school.
And then the second
one is like the fate of the world.
Yeah, and they're like almost murdered. Well, they are murdered.
They are
right?
murdered. They are actually murdered.
Yeah, but it's like universe-ending stakes in the first
There's
one.
like a
or in the
bad
second
guy.
One.
There's
Yeah.
a guy getting out of his car.
What is he just?
Okay, he just touched another guy's car.
Yeah, they're playing slow speed tag. In their car. And now he's it, so he's moving forward.
Okay. Well, we'll let you know who wins the tag competition.
Yeah, we'll Terry's our reporter in the field.
Yeah,
so
he'll let you know. He's not in the car right now, but he'll let you know.
he's watching the situation unfold.
He's filming it right now.
But yeah, so like the stakes go up an extreme amount, but it doesn't really feel that different. Like
no, because they're just Bill and Ted. Like,
like they die in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And it's not even a big deal. They just die and they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" That's great. I love it.
That time travel gimmick in the second one is great again when they're like
the bad guy is in the cage.
Yes, and then also when they're like, "Oh, we need to practice or whatever." Like we don't know how to play.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Well, let's go figure it out." And then they like go and spend years and time.
Yeah,
and
they come back
they got
and
the
they're
most ridiculous ZZ
They got
Top
ZZ
beers.
Top. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh man, and then that whole
whole end montage is fucking amazing.
Oh my god,
it's a Kiss song, and it's just newspapers of their accomplishment.
Great song too.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, that maybe my one biggest disappointment with number 3, which was inevitable when you made number 3, is that it cuts into a little bit of the ending of 2, in that the ending of 2 is these like newspaper clippings of all these amazing things that Bill and Ted have done after 2.
Yeah.
And then 3, of course, had to ignore that a little bit.
Yeah,
I can still,
in
my mind,
if they have a movie, you have to, because you don't want them to just be gods. In the third movie.
Right, exactly. People have been complaining about that online that I've seen. That's like a huge one, and I do get it.
I get it, but you just have to go with it. You just gotta go with it.
I'm gonna go ahead and choose to kind of hand wave it and say that those all happened still after the third movie.
Either that, or just like they happened. Like, because the stuff that it says is stuff like, oh, they thought they did save the world. They even say in the third one that they thought they saved it. Yeah. And it's stuff like, oh,
they acknowledged the Grand Canyon.
They cured smog with air guitar and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that could have still happened.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, and the third one picks up where they're like bums, essentially.
Yeah.
Like they're failures.
But it's because they never did. They thought they even say in the third, they thought they did it and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. I still love that scene in the second one. It doesn't ruin it for me.
Not at all. Like I went back and rewatched the other two.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Yeah.
That ending is probably my favorite sequence out of any of the three.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Other than my other favorite sequence I said in the first one already.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep saying my favorite. And whatever I've said most recently is my favorite.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
The third one, to me, half of it is like a remake of the first one with the daughters, basically, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's not the best, but it's fine.
No, it's fine. It's definitely, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, and they're good. They play it good and all that.
Yeah.
And then the other half is the two, Bill and Ted, trying to go to their future selves to write the song or whatever to save the world.
Which was probably the best part of the movie.
Absolutely. It was the best part.
Is them meeting their future failure selves.
Yeah, it was great.
It's so funny. Every time they meet their future selves, they're just this different version of failure.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And then
David Grohl shows up.
Yeah,
it's just
and
great.
Then, that was great. And the fucking the anxiety robot.
What was his name?
Caleb.
He had a full name.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
I'll let you look it up.
It's so good though.
Yeah, no, they've got a part where they meet themselves and they're all buffed out. It's amazing. And then they go to hell and meet the Grim Reaper again, who is fantastic. He's
not in it a whole lot.
No,
but he's great.
I love him so much. I don't know his name.
William Sadler.
Yes, I just know him as Rocket Man.
Rocket Man guy.
Because he was great in Rocket Man.
He gets farted in a tube.
He does get farted on.
And he was also John Goodman's friend in Roseanne for 2 episodes.
No. No.
And the president in Iron Man 3.
Yes, he is the president in the Marvel Universe, because I think he showed up in a couple of them.
You ready for the robot's name?
Yes.
Not for the president, for the robot's name. When you said ready, I thought you were like, I'm ready for that president.
No, I'm ready for the president's daughter. My date with the president's daughter crossover.
Okay.
That's an episode.
That's an episode.
Terry.
Hey, you ready for the robot's name? Dennis Caleb McCoy.
Yes, I love that.
And he's great. He has like anxiety attacks and shit.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, yeah. And he's like,
and everyone hates him.
It's so good. He goes to hell somehow.
He kills himself.
He's a robot. And he goes. Everyone. That's one of my favorite things. Anyone who dies in this universe just goes straight to hell.
I love those demons who are like, they ask for directions or whatever. They're like, that was weird.
And then it ends with, are we gonna just tell the ending? Does it matter?
We said spoiler alert already.
Yeah, fuck you.
If you got something to say. If you got something to say about the end, go for it.
So it just ends with like, oh, the real saviors are the daughters or whatever, but Bill and Ted still are like a part of it and shit.
Right. I think that was cool in that the whole time, like, I mean, I saw it coming pretty early. Yeah. But, like, they're told that it's supposed to be, what are their last names? Palmer and they give their last names. Are the ones who are going to be the saviors?
Yeah,
and they assume it's them.
Yeah.
And this whole 3 movies or whatever, they've been assuming that it's them.
Yeah.
Just because they were given the last names. But it turns out to be their daughters. And I think that was cool. It's kind of like a character growth moment where they realize it's not about them.
Yeah.
Which was nice. Also, one thing that I liked that third did that none of the others did at all was that it gave their wives, the princesses,
something to do.
Yeah.
Which it was still kind of like a C plot.
It was very much a C plot. But until then, they had just been beautiful princesses in one scene who came back with them through time.
And then they're the second just one, a part of their band.
Yeah, they're just a part of the band. So, like, even having them have a line.
Yeah. Was a good thing. They had, like, things to say and shit.
Exactly.
So, like, it still wasn't a whole lot.
They didn't really contribute a whole lot to the plot.
But it was something.
I liked that
at least they acknowledged.
They weren't just the trophies they brought back from the past. Yeah. Like, that doesn't mean that the first 2 movies were misogynistic or terrible.
They were 80s and 90s movies.
Well, I just don't even think that they really considered it. Yeah,
they weren't writing about them. They were writing about Bill and Ted.
Exactly.
Like,
They just didn't fit. It wouldn't have fit into the story very well back then, I don't think, in those movies.
Which
but
now,
in this,
because it's the same writers of all three.
Right, which is fantastic.
Yeah, which is great. So it's a different director of each movie. Which
really?
The director of the second one is the guy who directed Garfield, the Bill Murray Garfield.
Oh.
And the guy who directed the first one is the guy who directed Mighty Ducks, I think.
Where is Emilio during all this?
Emilio was not born yet. 1987, he's not born yet.
Yeah, you're right. That checks out.
Terry, is Terry in the car? I thought he was on the road.
Hey, Terry! Fact check for us!
Was he born 2 years after Breakfast Club? I don't know. Is that enough? Is that our thoughts? We like all three of them?
Well, that's really the hard-hitting take, is that we like these movies because they're good.
They're I don't care what, they're good. They're just good.
They are. We're gonna show up on IGN tomorrow. They're gonna
too much good.
Parking lot
7
the
out of
podcast
10.
canceled. Too good.
Too much water.
All right.
Okay.
We're back.
Main topic time.
It's that time.
Time of the month.
Oh.
Sorry. So, basically, well, we're the experts on this subject. The next generation of consoles, and we have neither of them. So we know everything to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to you about the specs. We're gonna get an extreme breakdown of everything that these consoles
we just
have
know
to offer.
Either that, or we're just gonna say graphic. Okay.
Now, coming to you from a casual PC gamer.
Yeah, you own a PC and a Switch.
And a Roseanne fan.
And a Roseanne fan, yeah. And the Roseanne fans really know their consoles. So I have everything from last generation.
Which
was PS4, Xbox One, I guess. Do you count Switch as last generation?
Like last generation, like my parents.
Switch is like the generation of like the N64.
Yeah. Yes.
It's just like 97, 98.
Yeah. The Switch can reliably run like your arcade on rails thing from the Family Fun Center.
Yeah, like a Big Bertha.
Yes.
Like throwing the balls in
the little Godzilla one.
That's about the power of the Switch. So I have most generations I get everything eventually. I usually start out with just one, and then like when they get cheaper, I get them all if there's something I want on them.
Yes, that's the main thing. You get them because you're a single player.
Yeah, I'm a single player person. So I don't get them for multiplayer at all.
Right. A lot of the reason people will get multiple consoles
to play with other people.
With their friends.
But now they're doing that cross-platform shit. So that.
Yeah. But you're getting in the past. You've gotten these separate consoles because each one has had an exclusive.
Yeah, I bought Xbox One for fucking Rare Replay.
You're the person whose Rare Replay was the flagship of the Xbox One for you.
Yeah, that was my flag, and I barely ever touched my Xbox again after that.
Right,
and then I got a PlayStation 4 for like every other exclusive.
Yeah.
And then you just have a PC and you just buy shit on Steam and Humble Bundle. And
yes, so I have a Switch.
And a Switch, yeah.
Right.
So next generation, you can't even fucking buy the shit right now. I tried the day before Thanksgiving. They were doing like a Black Friday shit on like the websites. I was at work, and it was 9. I don't get off till 10. It was 9 o'clock, and I was sitting there trying to get it. Error immediately. Yeah. I was reloading for like an hour before 9. Error immediately. Like it's impossible. The scammers and all that
scalpers. Yeah, I've seen them on like the Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that for like $700, $800.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to pay $500 for them. So I'm not paying fucking extra. Fuck that shit. I don't even want one right now. That's another problem. There's no fucking games for it. Both the games I want to play on it, the Sackboy game and the Spider-Man game, on PS4, I've already played them. I played both of them on my PS4. Yeah. Why would I go buy a fucking... The graphics aren't that much better. The only thing that it seems like it does is it runs like the load times and shit, which is
that's always
great.
Nice.
Is that worth $500?
No.
Because
it's not bad to begin with.
No, like it's
not Lego City Undercover bad.
It's not. No. But people who have PS5s now act like it is. They act like, because they're like, oh, you play it with a load times. Maybe 10 seconds for both of those games.
Right, they want it loaded before they
want it. They want it loaded when you press the button. They just want it on there,
just there,
and that's fine. If you want to pay $500 for that, go ahead. If you can't wait 10 seconds for a level to load, then whatever. You go ahead and just get your $500 console immediately. I'll get it when I can actually get it and like not have to wait in a 48-hour line and shit. Because like there's people who are waiting at games. What are they called?
They're GameStopops.
I was gonna say GameSpot.
You were,
and then I can't remember.
You were gonna say the failed website.
It's not failed. It's failing.
Failing website GameSpot. and then you said
the failing store GameSpot. Yes. Both failing things.
Right. Really, it's Games Radar, the old web client.
Cheatcodes.com.
Game Shark.
Game Shark. They still make this?
I hope so. I would love to see a PS5 ready Game Shark.
Make your Spider-Man a big head.
Oh, look at that big old head.
Big old head.
No, you pay for cheats now. They're called microtransactions. Hot take.
I feel like that scream just deafened all 4 of our viewers.
Oh, yeah. I think my phone is exploding.
So, next generation, I'm not excited for it because, in my opinion, last generation PS4, Xbox One, worst generation there's been, in my opinion.
And the Switch, if you include it.
And the Switch, yeah.
I agree.
Switch is definitely the worst generation of Nintendo.
Yeah.
100%. And this last generation has been nothing but catering to multiplayer people, which if you're a multiplayer person, that's probably great.
Probably.
If you really love multiplayer. I don't. And every other game was just Uncharted 4, Last of Us 2, Assassin's Creed 9, Call of Duty 11.
Oh,
like, there was, like, what was an original game? Like, God of War, which is the 5th sequel.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the original, like, big games that you're all just like, oh, it's the 47th.
Horizon, right?
I hated that game.
Well, yeah, I know, but that was
that was original. But I didn't like, that's the thing. The original games I didn't like, and then all the sequels were like, it was the sequel.
So it was a bummer for you
I just didn't like this
round.
generation. I really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, so my big thing, I think, is that even for people who did like those games, the buy-in for a new generation now is so... Talking about
rewards, what? Like how much it costs to get into
it? The cost benefit for that change is so little now.
Look at fucking the Switch. That's like the cheapest console you can get.
Right.
If you need a new controller, it's $70 fucking dollars.
It's like 80, isn't it?
70.
70?
That's what I got mine for. 70 for the Joy-Con.
Ugh.
It's fucking
the Joy-Con. The worst of all controllers. Really, I don't understand it. Did Nintendo buy out Mad Cats and not tell anyone? It's like everyone is playing with the controller you gave to your least favorite friend whenever they were over. But that's the first party controller now.
But, I will say one thing. The controller for the PS5 seems pretty cool. It has, the
controllers for the PS5.
It has, the vibrate and shit and the triggers and all that shit.
Yeah, no, PS5 and Xbox controllers are great.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Pro controller is great, but they like the Joy-Con for whatever reason.
But also so I don't like last generation. What do we even know about this new generation?
Right. I think that's our biggest point, is that there is no reason that I can think of for anyone to invest.
Not even to get excited to invest in nothing, except for the people who are like, I have to have the new thing, which are a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
A lot of people.
They buy the iPhone 12 as soon as it comes out. They have to have the PS5 day one.
These people have a PS5. What are they doing on it?
Right.
You beat Spider-Man. Most people aren't getting fucking Sackboy. I'm like the 2%
most of it I've seen
people.
is Spider-Man. I think the NBA game
Call
is out.
of Duty. All this stuff that you can play on the other fucking generation.
Exactly.
And I don't have to wait 10 seconds. I have to wait nothing. Okay, cool. You beat it maybe 10 minutes earlier than I did.
After you beat it a year ago. On your PS4.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's if you don't have a console, if you haven't had a PlayStation since 3, sure, PS5 is
that's
a good
my thing.
buy.
Okay, like say you played PS2 a bunch as a kid, then you just haven't played.
Right.
That's a whole
different
topic.
thing. Just like the Switch is great for someone
who's never played
Nintendo.
Wii U.
Right.
Switch is the Wii U because it has all the games. On
it stole all those games
and
said it was their own.
So like
a whole nother topic there.
Do we feel like Nintendo's getting into another next generation there, or are they sticking with the Switch?
I think they're sticking with the Switch. I know that they've had rumors of like alternate ones, like they have the Switch Lite, I think, that's pure handheld, and there's rumors of a more powerful Switch.
Which I saw someone was like, it's gonna blow the PS5 out of the water.
Okay.
It might blow the GameCube out of the water.
It might just explode and blow your PS5.
It might blow you out of the water. When you're in the bathtub playing it.
A game console that blows you in the bathtub.
It comes with a nice little mouth on it.
Joy-Con.
Nintendo, we want to blow you.
So our podcast is no longer allowed in Japan.
Was it ever?
No.
Okay.
I don't
Are we even allowed here? Are we allowed in America?
No.
Okay. We got pardoned.
Diplomatic immunity.
This podcast is the bad guy from Lethal Weapon 2. We're fucking... You can't stop us.
No.
Mel Gibson will be here soon.
Is it Lethal Weapon Mel Gibson or Patriot Mel Gibson?
I haven't seen
do I have to look out for the flag?
Or Braveheart Mel Gibson.
Ooh.
Or Daddy's Home 2 Mel Gibson.
Oh boy.
I don't remember what he did in that movie.
He was grumpy.
Oh boy.
He was a grumpy
Oh
boy.
jeez.
Grumpy dad.
Grumpy dad.
When are we getting the
Grumpy Dad video game on PS5?
No. The Daddy's Home Bad Moms Club or whatever.
Bad Moms crossover.
Yeah, crossover. When does that happen?
Well, there's a song on YouTube about that.
Really?
Do you remember that? There's a song. It was like a lot. This guy I follow on YouTube, Brock Baker. He does like comedy stuff, and he did like a whole song about that. I don't want to steal his bit.
No, we want to.
So we'll just move on.
Just go watch that if you're interested in that.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's move away from Daddy's Home and go back to next generation.
Is there potential for Daddy's Home and Daddy Daycare to coexist?
Like the daddies come home to a daycare?
I had no idea. I don't know if I've actually seen Daddy Daycare.
I have.
Well,
I've seen Daddy Daycare 1.
Is that the? No, I'm thinking.
You're really talking about that.
I'm thinking of
What do you think of?
That one where the Men in Black guy has all the sorority girls or whatever that he's like taking care of.
The cheerleader. Fucking Tommy Lee Jones. What is that called?
I don't know.
Well, let's look it up.
Tommy Lee Jones.
It's called
and
like
there's cheerleaders or sorority
it's called like
girls.
Welcome Home Daughter or something. Well, you're gonna have to wait for the next generation talk while we look up the Tommy Lee Jones cheerleader movie. Hold on.
Really, what I want to know is which console should I buy to watch my 4K movie of whatever this Tommy Lee Jones
What is it called? Let's see. That was what, probably 10 years ago?
I hope.
Man of the House.
Man of the House. Man of the House and House Bunny crossover.
Look at this fucking... Guys, look at this fucking... Look
Oh
at
my
this
God.
poster.
Do you see that?
Do you see this poster?
Oh
my God.
Can't believe it.
Anyways, are we going to keep talking about Man in the House?
No, let's go
That'll
back.
be another main topic later. Man in the House main topic.
Absolutely.
So back
The
to
main topic of the house.
to generations. Another thing, which I think has been happening more and more every generation, both consoles are just exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just exactly the same. So you just pick which company you like better.
Well,
which I like PlayStation. I just like their setup and stuff better. I have both of them every generation, so I know how they are.
Yeah.
I just like PlayStation better.
Well, I think, like you said earlier, we talked about it for a minute. A lot of the big reason people buy them is exclusives or what console their friends have.
And we literally know nothing about any games coming out for this generation.
Yeah.
What is coming out this next year?
We can
this generation?
assume
Halo.
that Halo will eventually come out.
Does anyone care about this new Halo?
People
at
do.
this point?
People do, yeah.
Okay.
Microsoft sure seems to.
No, they definitely do.
But with crossplay, non-exclusive games, a lot of them you can play with PlayStation or Xbox or PC.
Or
now.
Switch.
No.
No, you can't.
Can you? Well,
Can Switch even connect to the internet?
I'm not entirely sure if the Switch. I have this thing called Nintendo Online, but I don't know what it does because I haven't dusted off my Switch.
I think it's just like an America Online, like those discs you'd get in the mail. I think it's just like that. Like you turn your Switch on, it goes. Was that a song?
No, that's the dialogue.
That sounds like a song to me.
Well, I'm making.
That's our new theme song.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, mainly not excited for this generation.
Right.
Not being able to get it makes it even more annoying. Not having any games to play it makes it even more annoying.
Right. So there's the bad things. No games.
Yeah, no games.
No games.
That's a little problem. Little problem.
So no games.
And the games that they do have are games you played 7 years ago.
Hey kids, you want to play the game that you played already? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Now the controller shakes differently.
Buzz.
Buzz on Maggie.
What?
That was a show on Nickelodeon Disney Channel. It was a little bee or fly or some shit.
Like Debbie Does Dallas. Buzz on Maggie.
Yeah, on Disney Channel. They showed Debbie Does Dallas on Disney Channel.
Right.
That's how I first watched it when I was 4. My dad was like, "Oh shit, that's a movie I used to watch."
She comes on and does the little Disney ears.
Yeah! With a dildo.
Oh,
it's
God.
like, yeah, welcome to Disney.
Remind me to mark this one as explicit.
Oh, families can listen.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
It's really too bad we said Disney and not Nickelodeon. We're missing out on so many slime jokes.
God, if there was like we're just gonna, I don't care if we're off topic at this point.
Oh, yeah, our topic.
I don't care. If there was a porno like Nickelodeon and they just dumped fucking jizz on people, can you imagine? Like, what the fuck?
I don't even know. I don't know what we're talking about. What have we done?
You brought up Debbie Does Dallas. Listen.
I should not have. What have you done, consoles?
Yeah,
That's what
you
the
goddamn consoles.
It's the generation's fault. There's nothing to talk about.
It's
so
really
we
just
talk
all
about
Bill
this.
Gates. It's Bill Gates' fault.
Really? Yeah, it
He's
is.
the joker of our generation.
That's all we're gonna say about that. Old Billy.
Oh, Billy.
So yeah, no games. The graphical updates get less impressive every time. Because
I look at a PS5 game and I'm like, this just looks like a game I've already, like, because it is a game I've already played.
It looks like a game I've already played, because it is.
And it's like, honestly, what is even announced for this year that's coming out?
I don't know.
Halo, maybe.
No.
Which Halo looks like a goddamn 360 game.
Yeah, no, it really looks like, I made the joke about an arcade game. It looks like an arcade version of Halo.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's like cartoony almost. Yeah, it's really
like a Disney Quest Halo. Now that would actually be amazing. I would love it. What is happening here?
What?
We got a 2-car pile up here.
Oh, God.
What are they doing?
They're just... Is that the same guy that's playing tag?
Well,
I think that might.
it could be, actually. They left, but they could have returned.
Terry will tell us. He's out there.
He's keeping track. Terry, how many cars have passed?
Why are you yelling to him?
I don't know.
Oh, we have like an earpiece for
Oh,
it,
yeah.
We can just...
We're like in the
talk.
first Avengers movie where we just all talk but don't have earpieces or anything.
Do they do that?
You don't remember that? Oh, it's terrible. They all talk like they're talking to each other somehow, although none of them have any kind of way to do it.
Don't even...
Oh, it was brutally picked apart by nerds on the internet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it stopped them from watching it in theaters for the 7th time.
Yeah, I don't know about the 7th time.
I would have watched it 8 times, but instead I only watched it 6 times.
So, do you want to just name the main topic of this episode? Just off topic.
This is going to be my favorite episode to title, because I'm always sitting there for a little while thinking about it, and usually I can come up with something.
Well, it's because I think we're going so off topic. I think this really plays into the main topic.
I think it really
this
does.
Fucking new generation sucks like fuck.
When we came up with the topic, we were like, yeah, we'll have so much to say about this.
So much to say.
We really-
Little did we know Debbie Does Dallas takes over the episode.
She'll be our guest on here
Yeah,
eventually.
is she alive still?
I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is.
But yeah, it really just comes down to there's not a whole lot interesting.
There's nothing to talk about. You have a big brick at your house that you waited 48 hours in line and paid $500 to $1,000 for. That you're playing games I can play on my system I've had for 4 years.
Right. And you only see those graphical updates if you have a 4K
4K
television.
TV, which I have the most like untechnical HD TV you could have.
My TV is 720p.
That's mine too.
And heats. It's like it gives off radiation.
I did want to talk about your past consoles. We were talking about how you just have a PC.
Right.
You also have a 360 that is like a generator for the world.
Yes. The next time I power on my 360, it's just gonna suddenly be a Category 6 hurricane in the middle of the state.
His 360, he turns his 360 on. He'll be 3 hours away. And I'm like, oh shit, he turned it on.
He'll be like, is somebody turning their leaf blower on in my driveway at 3 a.m? And I'm just sitting there playing Battle for Middle Earth.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So really, there's nothing. We don't have the consoles. Even if I did, I could tell you right now, playing the game I already played,
right,
with better loading times.
So what do you think? Should they have just not come out with this new wave?
They gotta do new
4 and
generations.
1 for a little while
My
longer?
thing is, I think they should have released it when they had not just games for a launch, but games later. Like, what is coming out?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't.
And it's like, I guess they'll just do like, oh, in 2 months this game's coming out. Just all of a sudden announcements like that.
Well, I mean, with everything going on in the world right now, you know, it could be a drought of information, like no big E3 kind of thing.
I think
so. Like maybe next E3 there'll be a big kind of like, you know, a big video game blowout.
But then even that, you're waiting until November for your fucking next game to play. Like, I definitely think they released it too early.
They should have.
I think they had the console ready, and there's like release it, and then they forgot that they had to make games for it. Like I really do, because it's like it's not even like, oh, the launch was bad, but this game's coming out. Like, what's coming out? What's announced that's coming out? Cyberpunk been announced for every other console for 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is something that I can only play on these fucking consoles?
The only thing that comes to mind will eventually be Infinite.
Halo,
and
which was supposed to come out this fucking year and got delayed.
Well, no, that is for the current console too. I don't even know what I'm saying.
That's for that's another thing. Everything that's coming out is also so. What is at this point? If the literal only like advancement of this game is technical stuff I don't give a fuck about, that you can like, oh well, does this frame whatever, that means nothing. The loading times are cool, but $500 for that shit?
Right. I think kind of what we're seeing is just there's less and less stark differences between one generation and the next.
For sure, because like, okay, you had PS1 to PS2, I mean, it was a difference.
Well, yeah, for sure, I would say so.
And then
like,
PS2 to PS3 was a difference.
Yeah.
PS3 to PS4 was a difference, but it was like
Xbox to 360 was a huge jump.
Yeah.
I thought, and then 360 to 1 was a decent,
it was a okay jump. And then this,
and I don't know the names after that of the Xbox, so you know.
Oh yeah, the series.
I don't know.
I don't
Whatever.
know.
But yeah, I think it's just kind of turning into just. I thought what they were doing with the pro versions of their consoles, just not
Yeah,
really
that's
doing
the thing.
Not really doing a set generation, but just slowly upgrading as we
These
go.
don't even feel like new consoles. They feel like the PS 4.5.
And I think that's what they should have been.
Yeah.
And
just make it
I think from a marketing perspective, they definitely named it that way so you would go out and buy it. But I really think that it's just now games or consoles are just slowly updating, just like you can buy a new graphics card for your PC and slowly upgrade. But you can still play all the same old stuff.
Yeah,
and other people can play it on worse hardware and you can play it on better hardware. But it just depends on how much money you're willing to shell out.
Yeah.
So I kind of think that generations are going. And I was fine
They're
with
going away.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that they're going to keep pretending that they're generations, so you see people run out and go get it.
Because people, if this was just a PS4 Pro again,
right? The Pro
people would not be fucking.
The Pro
doing
didn't
this.
feel like this,
No.
as far as people scalping it and all that.
They're only scalping it because it's called
It's the
PlayStation
5.
5. Yeah,
I think
I completely agree.
Yeah, so
with
I think
that.
generations are dead, other than from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like they jumped. I feel like they don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Because at this point, how much better can you get?
True.
With graphics and shit. I mean, I know people said that in the N64 days and shit.
yeah.
But
Well, my thing is, even if you can push harder and get better graphics, most people won't see it because they're playing on their 1080p TV still.
The only reason I even got an HD TV is because PS4 and Xbox One could only work on an HD.
Right.
And so I'm not getting a 4K until the thing that comes out only hooks into a 4K.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
So,
probably be getting a 4K because that's just like my, that's what's readily available right now, and I haven't had a new TV in forever. So it's like a big jump.
Yeah,
for
if my
me.
TV just breaks, which it probably will.
Mine is slowly giving me cancer. So, I'll eventually pay to get a new one.
I mean, mine is too, but I could just be me watching Roseanne. So
You watching Roseanne is giving me cancer.
don't worry, I'll be moving on to Walker, Texas Rangers soon.
That'll cure you.
That'll
All right, so
Next Generation bad, Debbie Does Dallas good. I think that's our main point.
I think that's really what it came down to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, just went out and bought a PS5. I love it. Bye.
Bye.